Charges against a Webb City man in connection with the crash that killed a Christian County deputy sheriff and his wife. And the Carl Junction city government moves ahead with an impeachment hearing against the mayor. KOAM News at 10 is next. Now at 10, a Webb City man with an extensive criminal history is now charged with killing a Christian County deputy and his wife in a crash near Springfield. Plus, a Southwest Missouri mayor could be removed from office following allegations of workplace harassment. And Fort Scott Community College welcomes a new president who's no stranger to the area.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities charge a Webb City man with 2 counts of murder for a crash that killed a sheriff's deputy and his wife south of Springfield. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. The suspect is 40-year-old Garrett Cleaver of Webb City. He's suspected of being impaired when he smashed into a van near Highlandville, Missouri, Monday night. Authorities say Cleaver was fleeing from a traffic stop when he crossed the center line and hit the other vehicle head-on. The 2 people in the van were Christian County Deputy Sheriff Mike Adams, who was off duty at the time, and his wife, Ashley Adams. They both died at the scene. Their infant granddaughter was also injured. She was released from the hospital this morning. According to Christian County Sheriff Brad Cole, another deputy spotted Cleaver leaving a known drug house, tried to pull him over. He says Cleaver sped away and the deputy lost sight of him, later driving up on the accident scene. Jasper County has an arrest warrant for Cleaver for missing a court appearance, and he has an extensive criminal history in Missouri and Kansas that includes both assault and resisting arrest.
Cleaver, the suspect, has an extensive criminal history, and it is what I would consider a violent criminal history. It is 52 pages long. Within that 52 pages, there's numerous felonies, felony convictions, arrests, to include vehicular homicide in Kansas that he was convicted of and spent time in Kansas.
Sheriff Cole says once Cleaver is released from the hospital, he'll be transported back to the Christian County Jail. Cleaver is now charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder, fleeing a stop resulting in death, and other related crimes. An impeachment hearing is scheduled for the mayor of Carl Junction following a vote by the city's Board of Aldermen last night. The board voted to suspend Mike Moss as mayor last month, but legal counsel said it was an unlawful suspension. Following allegations of workplace harassment and an investigation, the Board of Aldermen is moving forward now with articles of impeachment against Moss. A report of the investigation into the allegations against Moss has been released. According to that report, the investigation found many violations of city code. Now, 4 articles of impeachment have been brought against Moss. All present Board of Aldermen members at last night's meeting voted to move forward with holding an impeachment hearing. That hearing is tentatively scheduled for August 4th. We've reached out to Moss for comment. We have not heard back yet. You can learn more about the allegations and articles of impeachment on our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for a first look at the weather.
And it turned out to be a beautiful Wednesday for us today. Quite a bit of sunshine. We did have some clouds during the afternoon hours. A couple little showers down through southern parts of Oklahoma, but not here, which is good. A little bit of a chance to dry out. Low to mid 70s. It's warm. It's not super sticky. It's a little moist out there, but overall it's pretty good. By Thursday morning, we're going to start dew point again, so it's going to be a dewy start. Dew points are going to be upper 60s to near 70, equaling the temperature, equaling 100% relative humidity. As we go through the morning hours, we'll warm up quickly. We should make it into the upper 80s by the afternoon, but there is going to be 1 or 2 random storms tomorrow afternoon. Most of you will end up staying dry. Better rain chances for the holiday weekend. We'll look at that here in a bit.
Catching a few. The city of Baxter Springs broke ground on a much-needed animal shelter this afternoon. The facility will be called the Ronald O. Thomas Animal Adoption Center. Organizers say an influx of stray animals since COVID-19 left them with no choice but to rebuild. They also say thanks to 3 local donors, the new building will be completely funded.
People dumping off dogs these days, it's and we can't keep up right now. So this is really a great thing for this town. It's we're having to take dogs all the way to Kansas City to get rid of them, you know, and some people don't understand that, but that's what we're going through.
Right now, there is no set date for when that facility will be complete. Fort Scott Community College has chosen a new president, and the school opened its doors to introduce him today. Dr. Jack Welch was born and raised in the Fort Scott area and says he's eager to be back. He comes from most recently Texas A&M Commerce, where he served as a football coach, although he says his focus is much more than football.
Just a football coach. I've been an administrator for many years, been an athletic director for 32 years. I've got a doctorate degree, did my dissertation on school finance. So those are the things that are in my background. And if, as you see, not only as an athletic director, I've gone back into higher ed, and in being in the higher ed position, I've been a chief of staff.
The city of Chanute announces a proud moment today. Made the announcement on social media. For the first time in the history of the Chanute Police Department, an all-female shift took to the streets to serve and protect the community. The department says these officers are paving the way for future generations by showing them there is no limit to what women can accomplish. The proud officers from left to right are Supervisor Ornelas, Officer Cavender, and Canine Handler Goodwin. A proud city thanks you for your service, they say. Families headed out to the Crawford State Park for the annual Lake Blast. That story's coming up, but up first, the jury returns a verdict on Sean Combs.
After a jury cleared Sean Diddy Combs of the most serious criminal charges against him, a judge ordered him to remain in custody until sentencing. I'm Bradley Blackburn with how much prison time Combs could serve and the music mogul's reaction in court.
The jury today reached a verdict in Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking trial, clearing the hip-hop mogul of the most serious charges. Bradley Blackburn was at the courthouse and has details.
Family members were greeted with cheers outside the courthouse minutes after Sean Diddy Combs heard the jury's verdict. The hip-hop mogul was found not guilty of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. He was found guilty of arranging transportation to engage in prostitution. Despite the convictions for prostitution charges, the defense team declared Wednesday's verdict a win.
Today's a great victory. It's a great victory for Sean Combs. It's a great victory for the jury system.
I talked to Sean. He's thankful, he's relieved, and he thanks the jurors.
Combs' defense team argued the music mogul should be released on a $1 million bond as he awaits sentencing. But the judge denied bail, saying Combs' attorneys failed to demonstrate that he poses no danger to any person. Combs will remain in custody until his sentencing hearing on October 3rd. Even cleared of the most serious charges, the conviction on the 2 prostitution counts still carries up to 10 years behind bars. Legal analysts say Wednesday's verdict was a blow to the prosecution.
This is just a huge loss for them. They went out on a limb, and the jury, saw it the way the defense saw it.
Prosecutors tried to convince the jury Combs was the leader of a criminal enterprise, one that forced women into abusive sex acts during drug-fueled parties he called freak-offs. Combs' attorneys argued the freak-offs were consensual and accused the prosecution of putting Combs on trial for his lifestyle. As the verdict was read, Combs pumped his fist in the air, then dropped to his knees in prayer. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Combs has already served nearly 10 months behind bars since his arrest last September. The judge said tomorrow he will receive credit for time served so far. A little bit later, we're going to meet a piggy in Kansas who has no intentions of going to market.
And our temperatures are heating up just a bit. We're going to look at that coming up.
For better or worse, Northeast Oklahoma Electric Cooperative members can count on us to rise to every challenge we face.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a pretty good day for us today. Temperatures were fantastic across the region. Most of us were into the mid to upper 80s, but it could be much hotter this time of the year. Plus, on top of that, we could have a lot more humidity We're not seeing that. It will start to creep up a bit over the next couple days. Clouds, showers down across Oklahoma, moving into parts of Arkansas. Most of us are looking pretty good. I'm going to walk you through your Thursday, your 4th, into the holiday weekend. Then we'll break it all down. All right, let's start. So here's Thursday morning. It's going to be dewy outside. We're sitting into the upper 60s. Quite a bit of sunshine through the morning. Mid to upper 80s already by noon. Let me take you to about 4 or 5 p.m. About our high temperature, 90 Stockton, 89 Anderson, Grove 87, Chanute 88. Notice these random green blobs, random little thunderstorms that will try to pop up in the afternoon. Most of you will end up staying dry, but yes, there's going to be a few of them out there. Anything that does develop will die down once we lose the heating of the day, meaning the sun sets. As we go through tomorrow night, we back down near 70, so a little above that dew point, so it shouldn't be dewy on Friday morning. And then as we go through the afternoon hours, we're going to stop at the noon hour. A lot of people outdoor activities. Don't cancel any outdoor activities, even though you see some rain popping up. If you would get rain, it wouldn't last long, but hit and miss storms through the afternoon. Here's 4:30 p.m. on your 4th, and just like tomorrow, anything that does pop up dies down once we lose the heating of the day. So here's 9 p.m. on Friday. Going through the night into Saturday morning, we're going to track and watch some thunderstorms out across central Kansas. Day planner on your Thursday, 69 to start, 85 by noon, high temp, 88. Let's go into your 4th of July. We are going to go about 86 by noon. Again, those random afternoon, evening thunderstorms, high temp 89, could be way worse on the 4th of July. We are going to watch for some morning thunderstorms. Saturday morning, we have a front sinking in, and it's going to kind of stall on top of us. So hit and miss storms again Saturday afternoon. This front just kind of drapes on top of us. We're in the same pattern we've been in for 9 months now, since last October. So we keep seeing this recurring theme, and we're going to see it for the rest of the summer until we're out of this pattern here in 3 more months. But hit and miss storms Sunday morning, and then we do it again as we go into Sunday afternoon. So your holiday weekend, near 90, isolated to scattered thunderstorms, pretty much status quo compared to what we've seen. Nice shot, Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex downtown, temps into low to mid 70s now. We'll drop back into the upper 60s. Our dew point's coming up a bit, so that's why we're going to hit that dew or 100% relative humidity later on tonight, that dew on the ground, or at least at the very low levels of the surface. All right, 88 on Thursday, 89 on Friday, 89 Saturday, 89 on Sunday. So very consistent. We do sneak up a little bit into lower 90s next week, but a chance for rain, at least the way it looks right now, a chance for rain somewhere in the viewing area each and every day.
Okay, just not on any of our 4th of July celebrations, please.
That's the plan.
Okay, good plan. Let's go with that. Thanks, Doug. Hey, grilled meats are some of the most popular foods for the 4th of July, but they can also be hazardous to your health if they're not prepared properly. Never use a wire grill brush, as the bristles can detach and become lodged in food. Dietitians also recommend using a meat thermometer to ensure the proper internal temperature is reached. Meat can quickly become unsafe if left out too long, as hot weather creates an optimal environment for bacteria to multiply. It's important to be mindful of the amount of time meat is out at your events.
Meat can stay at an unsafe temperature for up to 3 hours, so you do have a little time there to serve your guests and enjoy your time with your friends. But then I definitely kind of be watching that, thinking about what is 3 hours after it's cooked.
After that 3-hour window, meat from your cookout or picnic should be placed back in a refrigerator or cooler, kept at 40 degrees. An annual tradition blasted off tonight at Crawford State Park. Visitors came out to the annual Lake Blast for some family fun ahead of the holiday. Party started earlier this evening with food, face painting, live music from the Bourbon County Revival Band. Every year, the Friends of Crawford State Park host the pre-4th of July party. They say volunteers make all the difference when setting up an event this size.
You know, we have so many great volunteers with our Friends group. They make it easy. It's just a lot of phone calls and picking up supplies at various stores and making sure they're all here. the day of that we need it. But everybody pitches in, it makes it easy.
As you would expect, the night ended with a fireworks show. We're going to show you that a little bit later. If you're looking for a safe and fun way to celebrate the nation's independence this year, well, the city of Joplin has you covered with another idea. Missouri Southern will partner with Joplin Parks and Recreation this Friday for a celebration at MSSU's Hughes Stadium. Organizers say there will be lots of live music, food trucks, and of course, fireworks.
Good opportunity to come together as a community, as family and friends to do that, but do it safely. They can watch a great fireworks show, and they can also enjoy the food trucks, the bounce houses, the other entertainment, music.
People don't like to go out and buy fireworks or spend a lot of money on that, and some don't feel safe doing it at home, so this is a great opportunity for those to come out and enjoy fireworks.
That event's going to kick off at 5:30 p.m. Friday. Organizers say personal fireworks, pets, and alcohol are prohibited. Still ahead, the St. Louis Cardinals hope to avoid a series sweep against the Pittsburgh Pirates, and the Joplin Outlaws go for their 7th win in a row. John Dales has those stories and more up next in sports.
Season is here. It's the Star-Spangled 4th of July sale at...
Time for our weekly Diamond Deep Dive, exploring all things related to professional baseball, sponsored by the law firm of Webster and Carlton.
The Joplin Outlaws are red hot right now. For a majority of the season, they've been in a 3-horse race for first place in the Mid-America League alongside Abilene and Sherman, but Joplin is starting to distance itself with a 6-game winning streak. Second game of a 3-game set between the Outlaws and Shadowcats on a beautiful night for baseball. Angus the Outlaw makes his first appearance of the 2025 season. Top of the first inning, Sherman threatening. Runners on first and second. This ground ball nearly gets to the outfield, but Blake Wilson slows it down at short, then quickly fires home in time to get the out at the plate. Nice play by the Joplin shortstop to keep us scoreless. We fast forward to the bottom of the 4th. Outlaws up 1-0. Carson Hilton doubles that lead. His RBI single makes it 2-0 Joplin, and that'd be a sign of things to come. Later on in the inning, Wilson sends one into the gap in left center. That scores another run, and he hustles into second safely. Heads up base running, puts him in scoring position. Then Rayvon Morgan comes up to the plate, and he laces this pitch into right field for a base hit. Wilson turns on the Jets, and he is safe at home. Outlaws score 3 in the 4th. They win their 7th in a row. Final score 7-1. In Major League Baseball, the Cardinals, they've been shut out by the Pirates 2 nights in a row. And in the final game of the series this afternoon, St. Louis hopes to not only avoid a sweep, but to simply score some runs. Bottom of the 2nd where we pick it up, no score until this base hit from Tommy Pham into left field. And just like that, the Pirates score the first run of the game. Next half inning, Mitch Keller, he's the starting pitcher for Pittsburgh. He gets Mason Wynn to look at strike 3 here, and that makes him the all-time record holder for strikeouts at PNC Park. Later in the 3rd, runners are on the corners, and Thomas Sajaci hits a bouncer between short and 3rd. He is out by a half a step at first base. Take another look at it. That ends the inning, and when you're in a slump like the Cardinals, it feels like plays like that never go your way. Bottom of the 7th, Pham, he delivers his 2nd RBI single of the day. The former Cardinal coming back to haunt his former team. That sparks a rally. 2 batters later, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa shoots one into center, 2 more runs score, and then Spencer Horwitz pulls one into right. Another run will cross the plate. Cardinals will have to shake this series off. They not only get swept, but they don't score a single run in all 3 games. Final score this afternoon is 5-0. Royals got back in the win column last night in Seattle, and for the 3rd night in a row, they score the first run of the game against the Mariners. That came on an RBI single from Salvador Perez in the top of the 1st. The score remains 1-0 into the 6th. Royals reliever John Schreiber just escaped a bases-loaded jam in the bottom of the 5th. We also found out the All-Stars, or the starters for the MLB All-Star game today. No Royals or Cardinals make the list. The one that's a bit of a surprise is no Bobby Witt Jr. Would have thought he'd be the starting shortstop for the AL.
Yeah, I thought he was in the front running for that position at one point.
Yeah, he was, but I guess we'll have to wait to see till Sunday if he makes it as a reserve now.
Yeah, surely he'll get on at some point, even if he's not a starter. We'll be right back.
If you're injured, you get your medical treatment you might not need or may not.
Melvin, a 4-state hero.
One piglet is no longer going to the market and now has a second chance at life in Lawrence, Kansas. The swine was on its way to a slaughterhouse when it jumped from the moving truck. Teresa White introduces us to Gilbert.
This little guy isn't just a fighter, he is also a jumper. And now he said, wee, 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 all the way home. The truck was headed to a slaughter facility last week, carrying a load of livestock, but one small piglet had other plans. The little piggy made a dash for a second chance at life and jumped off the moving truck, landing snout first.
We did x-rays, and luckily we did not see any fractures. It turns out that he did injure his jaw and his neck.
Alina Ultraman said someone behind the truck saw the jump and grabbed the pig, now named Gilbert, and took him straight to the Lawrence Humane Society.
This is something that happens. It happens, fairly regularly with piglets ending up on the highway.
After he received medical care, they called the Kansas City Pig Rescue Network, who took him in immediately.
We are always happy to get a jumper. Because we know that this is one less piglet that's going to end up in a slaughterhouse and on someone's plate. So he's going to get to live out his life with a family that loves him and treats him just like a pet, because that's what they are to us.
Whether it's highway or his forever home, Gilbert made it clear he is not going to the market.
Some pig, as Charlotte might say. The Lawrence Humane Society says Gilbert is the 5th pig they've taken in the last 2 years.
Jumped headfirst into life.
Yes, and out of the frying pan, so to speak, and he won't become bacon. The weather.
Yeah, weather looks pretty good. It's going to be warm/hot. I always consider hot kind of about 90 degrees. So teetering with it, we are going to reintroduce some hit-and-miss storms. Most of us dry the next couple days.
Final sports notes.
7 local athletes from southeast Kansas are headed to the Junior Nationals Wrestling Tournament up in Fargo, North Dakota. We're going to hear more from them tomorrow.
Look forward to that. As promised, here's a look at the fireworks show from the annual Lake Blast.